Brains Are Banging Life with 10 things we hate about Silent Hill, a socially distanced 10 things. Of course, we've done 10 things we love about Silent Hill. We both think this is, actually, we didn't say this last time, but we pretty much implied it, the best survival horror game ever, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, tell a lie, aside from Silent Hill 2. I mean, we prefer this, although we both love Resident Evil, we prefer this style of survival horror over Resident Evil, even if I think Resident Evil is probably the better game.
Yeah.
That. But as always, there are many things to dislike about it. Nothing is perfect, and Silent Hill has many flaws. I'll get us started this time as you started the love. Right, let's be honest. Even now in 2020, do you fully understand the plot?
No. No, I mean...
Right.
Story-wise, yeah.
It's a very confusing plot at times, and multiple endings do not help.
No, definitely no.
I tried to use elements of later games to piece it together. The canon ending, I believe, is the one where you find the baby at the gravestone and stuff like that, because that's Heather. And Heather is in number 3. See, already I'm like, wait, have I got that right? Right? Yeah, so as much as I love Silent Hill, its story is baffling at times. Baffling.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really... Well, there's so many different endings. It's hard to know which one's the right one or which one is... I mean, I don't even know.
We appreciate... This is where you got to appreciate Silent Hill 2 again, because Silent Hill 2 made and created the idea that instead the town, Silent Hill, was just a state of place, a being, and almost like an overarching, not villain, but just like the MacGuffin, so to speak. And instead the story would be localized to people that go there and why they're called there and the crimes they did, rather than what we got with the child in the first one, you know?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Credit to the movie. The movie at least tried to make sense of that madness.
Yeah, tried to. Like I said, I mean, the movie wasn't too bad. It was up and down in there, so it was okay.
I got things I like about the movie. Well, that's one of our future series of the whole "we can't believe they made it into a movie" thing. So Silent Hill will be covered.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. So one of my first ones, and again, it's going to go back to Resident Evil because the games are quite similar. But the opening and closing of doors, Resident Evil did it. And Silent Hill obviously did it too. I mean, I don't know why they did it. It might be, again, like you said, because of the graphics. It might need maybe to load the next scene. So they might have to slow it down. That's everything I can think of. I
believe that is exactly it. It's literally a loading screen. That's all it is a loading screen. Limitations and so on. It's something with... It's weird. These weren't things that bothered us when we were playing them back then. It's only when technology advanced, you're like, oh, that's frustrating.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, my second one. So you touched upon loving it in the 10 things we love. Now I'm going to be negative about it. And it is the other world and the disorientation that you'll often feel because of it. So I'm going to use 2 examples. One is the location, say the school and the hospital. We've been through them several times maybe and kind of learned the layout. And then it would change to the other side and it would be the same, but it wouldn't be the same. Quite disorientated, but that's quite good in a way. The issue is actually when you have to be in the other world outside.
What's this? Oh.
There's constantly just dead ends, constant flow of enemies. I know it's near the end of the game, But that section is so frustrating because it's so linear as well. It wants you to find the right path, one path that leads to a specific place. And that can be so frustrating. It can be really disorientating.
Yeah, I actually had that down too, actually, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, I remember the end bit. He spent literally ages basically just trying every single area,
Yep.
trying to skim against the walls to try and find a way. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't fun. And
Yep.
I mean, it probably actually leads into one of my next ones to again in the area. I mean, I had it in my mind, but again, it's also in my negatives is the bullets. That in the last area you can spend half an hour trying to find this place.
Yep.
And if you get cornered by enemies, you ain't got the ammo to stand there fighting. Yeah, I mean, I think if I remember the best gun you could is like the hunter. I think it's like a hunting rifle. I think it's very powerful hunting rifle.
Yeah, I know
And
what you mean.
it only takes like 6 bullets, I think, or something like that, but you run out so fast.
Do you probably played that part like I did? You just run. You don't fight. You just keep running. You're just trying to keep move.
Yep.
And I've got one that rolls into it as well. And I briefly mentioned it there, but seriously, I love the map system of Silent Hill. And then you went and take it away from me and make it absolutely useless. Yeah, that was really frustrating.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, don't give it to you and then take it away.
Yeah. I get they're trying to make it incredibly disorientating, as we said, but it's not fun. It's just not fun.
So one for me will be the bosses.
Yep.
I think although it's a great game, I think the bosses are very disappointing. Yeah, I mean, there's one boss in particularly. It's like I think it's like a giant moth.
Oh, the roof.
I just don't get that. Why in a town of horror? Why would that be a boss? I just don't get that.
It's really interesting because I have this as well, and I feel exactly the same. The bosses of Silent Hill are really disappointing.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember one when I was thinking about it. I was like, "What do I really remember?" And I was like, "I remember the end boss," but I was like, "It's a bit shit. It's just a flying demon." And I was like, "Which one stands out?" I'd actually forgotten about the moth one. The one that I remembered is the kind of creature that opens its mouth, and you have to you kind of have to get close to it and shoot it in the open mouth. But that's like the first boss, and that was it. And then there's one that isn't there like a worm one that travels under the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you compare to again, if you compare to like survivor horror games, you compare to Resident Evil's bosses, compared to this sort of style bosses, it's completely different style. You know.
I want to tie that into the next one. Silent Hill was all about atmosphere. Would you agree with that? Atmosphere more than anything else.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
But they probably struggled a lot when it came to bosses and things like that. How do you work that into something like Silent Hill? So they went very Resident Evil with it. These are creatures and monsters that we expect to see in Resident Evil. In fact, a moth would be a battle in Resident Evil 2. A worm creature under the ground would be a battle in Resident Evil Code Veronica. Do you see what I mean? Like, but also enemy designs in general. Now, we did praise the nurses and Pyramid Head, but there are also a lot of repetitive crap enemies. 3 jump to mind. Most of them outside. Dogs, whoop they fucking do. Dogs.
Yep.
Flying bat creatures, and these didn't pop much, but they're mainly in the school. They're like little kids with claws.
Yes. Yeah, like a big eye. It's like a big like a white face or a big eye sort of thing. Yeah.
What the fuck is that? It's so, they're not great.
Yeah, again, although I praised the enemies on the good side, on the likes, but on the bad, the enemy range is. I mean, again, I can only think of maybe 5 enemies in total, or maybe 6. I mean, obviously, you got on the good. The nurses are fantastic, but like you said, the ones you just named, everywhere in a good side, everywhere you run, there's about 30, 40 bats, dogs everywhere, and it's repeatedly over and over again. And if you kill them and leave the area, they're back again.
Yeah, they don't stay dead.
No.
that they just get replaced anyway. And people say, well, Resident Evil has a limited amount of enemies as well, but those enemies are memorable. That's the difference. You know,
exactly.
a hunter is way more memorable than a fucking flying bat thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, keeping in tone with enemies, although these don't actually hurt you. What the fuck is with the squeaky toddlers? What is the score with them? The idea is scary. Then they start squeaking. They only pop up in the school. So the concept is fine. It's creepy, ghost-like creatures. But they're nowhere else in the game. You never see anything like that else. And why do they squeak?
Yeah, I mean, I think they should, in my opinion, I think they should have done it maybe once or twice in a school. Because obviously it's in a school, you got kids, little kids in the school, or babies, whatever they were. It's scary. It's very eerie because obviously it's a school. But then do it once or twice, then stop. But it was constantly, it was repeatedly.
There's nothing scary about squeaking.
No, well, no, of course not.
Weirdly enough, I think the movie would do them better. Do you remember where they pop up in the movie quite early on?
Yeah.
And they kind of scream more than squeak, but they're trying to grab at her.
Yeah.
Quite clever, I think.
Do you know what they remind me of? I don't know if you remember the TV series Ally McBeal with the dancing baby. Where she keeps saying the dancing baby. That's what it always reminded me of that.
That tells you how scary they are then, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the obvious one, controls.
Yep.
You know, the amount of times they're running around and then suddenly you'll suddenly get stopped by an invisible tree or something, or an invisible wall, or literally he'll try and climb up the steps and it'll suddenly fall and stop dead. You know, but obviously it was PS1 game, so, but yeah.
I haven't got the controls, I'm gonna tie it into the camera. To try and be more atmospheric, this one went with unusual camera angles. For example, if you're running down the street, the camera wouldn't focus sometimes behind him, it'd focus from the side. It made navigation very, very difficult. Also, talking about controls, he had this horrible habit of when he was coming close to something, or when he'd do this sort of running stop, where he sort of on his feet.
Yeah.
Drove me nuts. And then we have the moving camera. Now, this is only employed a handful of times through the game. And initially, it's like, oh, that's cool, where the camera swings around. But the problem is you're trying to move him in a forward. The camera swings around. What was once forward is now backwards. So you automatically start moving him in the wrong direction. Drives me nuts. Concept was fine. Execution was poor.
Yeah, again, I mean, I had a camera too. I remember like the one point for me is right at the very beginning, actually, where you're walking down to the little alleyways and the camera suddenly just zooms straight up. And like you're trying to walk through the alleyway, but you can't see where you're going because you keep walking into the walls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, there was one point which I should have put on my likes. There's the where he breathes. You can hear him breathing heavy.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
You know, when he's running, you can hear him breathing heavy. So I add to the fear factor of the game.
Okay, well, too late for that now anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, well, I've got one left, I think. Yeah.
Okay, I got 3, so I'll do 2. Right. Puzzles. Silent Hill puzzles aren't fun. They're just hard. I generally don't believe I'd have ever been able to work them out. One in particular I pointed out without a guide. The piano puzzle. The bloodstains in the piano puzzle with the fucking painting. I tried recently to do that without a guide, going, right, come on, Carl, you're in your 30s now. You can work this out. Something about a pelican, something about this. After 5 minutes, I was like, you know what, fuck this. What's the solution? Yeah, Silent Hill has some difficult ass puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so when you compare it to like the other survival horror game, Resident Evil, the puzzles in that game are laughable
Well, I
compared
wouldn't go
to
that
this
far.
game.
I'd say some of them
Well,
are tough, but not brain teasers. You're not.
yeah,
You don't. If I need to get a pad and paper out, I feel like a puzzle's going wrong.
yeah.
You know, that's my opinion anyway. Another one then was, so you said you liked it, and I did briefly mention in a love video that I perhaps didn't feel quite the same way, and it is another Resident Evil comparison. When I think of iconic horror game music, Silent Hill is not what comes to mind. It's got good ambience and good sound effects, but music, nothing to me stands out in, say, the way Resident Evil does. I don't think Silent Hill has great music, except its end credits in Silent Hill 2. But that's Silent Hill 2. This is not Silent Hill 2, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I just think that it's quite eerie, you know. I mean, like, yeah, it's quite eerie, yeah.
Okay, what's your last one then?
My last one again. We said it in the likes. You said that. Sorry. It's the graphics. You know, I know the fog's perfect. Obviously, it's perfect. Yeah, okay. But there's scenes where you're standing right at the edge of a big X, and you're looking across, and all you can see is fog.
Yep.
Now, you know they just put that in there because they can't be bothered to put in some buildings.
There's nothing behind it. You're right. It's dead cold.
Yeah, that's it. So basically, I mean, they should have been buildings there, but they decided, do you know what? We can't be bothered to design that. Let's just put some fog there. But then the fog adds perfect to the game, though. Yeah,
as we said in the love video, it's a funny one because it's used to hide limitations as much as anything else, but it adds to the ambience.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, my last one is, it's mainly a bit of a fuck you Konami more than anything else. I don't know what their problem is. I don't know what that bitter-ass company's problem is in regards to treating its own properties. But other than having no respect for games they've made and no interest in any kind of making video games anymore, when you end up having the creator of Metal Gear leave your company because he just can't stand working with you anymore and all stuff like that, you've gone wrong. I can't believe Konami haven't looked at success of the remakes of Resident Evil 2, 3, and all that and gone, we should get on that. We should redo Silent Hill. People would accept a HD re-release, a remastering, not even a remake. Yet they pretend, they seem to have this hatred for their own properties, as if they don't want to be a game company anymore. But they're forced to occasionally release a game because it keeps them afloat or something like that. But the fact that they have let this game series sit and die and do nothing, you know, the fact, do you remember P2 a couple of years ago? Did you hear about P2? Was it P2?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
The trailer, the horror trailer that was like a massive puzzle game demo that was free on the PlayStation. And if you completed it, it revealed that it was going to be a brand new Silent Hill game called Silent Hills. And was going to be done by Guillermo del Toro.
I heard this, yeah.
And obviously it got cancelled. So it's not happening, never going to happen. But forget making a new game. All they have to do is remake Silent Hill or re-release it for modern day. It would sell so much, yet they don't.
Yeah, I mean, who knows why? I mean, Resident Evil have... Well, obviously they've clearly got issues.
Yeah.
Clearly, because I mean, Resident Evil's done it. I mean, even Final Fantasy's now started to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's going to make them an absolute bombshell. You know, they're going to be absolutely laughing all the way to the bank. You know, but I've got no idea. I mean, I think again I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the 20th anniversary of Silent Hill recently. So I thought I'm sure I saw something like it's like 20 years.
It might be older than that. I'm trying to think because for it to be 20, I don't think it was released in the year 2000. I think it was released earlier than that.
I might have got that somewhere else, but yeah,
it's over 20 years.
I don't know why. I mean, maybe one day.
I don't think so. The reason being, what was it? 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, they re-released HD versions of Silent Hill 2 and 3 in one pack. It was on the Xbox 360. That's where I played Silent Hill 2. I played that pack, but when it was released, it was a buggy mess and had to be patched and had massive problems. And a lot of people who played the original said it wasn't as good and stuff like that. And people were saying, "Wait, why did you not include Silent Hill 1 in that?" And the presumption was, well, that's because they're going to do Silent Hill 1 separately, right? Never did.
Well, I mean, never say never. That's what I say, because I mean, Shenmue 3 took what 20 odd years to be made.
In the end.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Final Fantasy 7. How long did it take before it was remade? You know, they finally did it.
And none of these games have seen the success they should have. Final Fantasy's done wonderfully, but while it's only on one console, and Shenmue 3 came and went.
It did. It didn't live up to the hype, but there will be a fourth one.
All right, mate.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
There will be a fourth one, but yeah, it didn't live up to the hype. But and as for Final Fantasy 7, I was disappointed with it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Right, let's wrap that up then. There we go. Our 10 things we hate about Silent Hill. Let us know some of yours in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?